Hello Flosstube, my name is Dawn Marie, and this is my channel, DM's Crafty Vortex. This is my channel all about cross stitch, but today is going to be a little different. In case you haven't noticed, we have a special guest, and you are?
My name's Anna.
And you've heard Anna's name mentioned quite a few times on my channel. She was the videographer,
I was.
Of my last tutorial. Anna also is the admin and creator of a Facebook group. You want to talk about your Facebook group for a little bit?
Sure. It's called Halloween Cross Stitch Challenge, and we do a lot of monthly challenges revolving around Halloween cross stitching. It's a lot of fun.
I've been part of it. The challenges are very creative and tons of fun. So normally in the beginning we talk about life updates. If you've watched my channel, which you have.
I have.
You know I suck at life updates because I'm horrible at talking about myself. But we did recently go to a cross stitch retreat together.
We did.
Somewhere up north.
Yes.
Do you remember where?
Hollowell, Maine, I believe.
Oh, yes. And it was thrown by Penny at the Daily Stitcher. It was a one-day retreat. The food was great. The company was great. I got way more stitching done than somebody else.
I didn't get much done.
But she'll show you. But you've added to it.
No, I have not. I had plans to add to it, but I didn't quite get there. At the retreat, there was a lot of shenanigans and mischief making going on.
And gummy worms.
And lots of gummy worms, and I didn't get much stitching done.
But in fairness to your 2-3 bags of gummy worms, I walked in with 2 Starbucks. Like, I was prepared for the day. I had a Starbucks in each hand, so.
But we all need our source of energy.
Yes. Mine was decaf, but
mine was sugar.
Yes. So if you go to retreats, there's definitely a couple of different types of retreat goers. In whichever one you are is perfectly fine. We work out great together as retreat buddies because we are the different type. I am a total introvert. I sit at my table and I stitch and I stitch and I get a whole bunch of stitching done. And I will once in a while take a deep breath and try and go and talk to somebody and introduce myself to somebody. But if not, I know I've got Anna right next to me. Well, sometimes right next to me, because she is now the other type of retreat goer.
Yeah, I like to visit. I like to pull pranks on my friends, switch out projects.
Sorry, Christine.
And I don't get much stitching done. I'm alone most of the day, so when I do get a chance to go out to a retreat and spend time with friends, I like to really socialize.
And I work in customer service, so I'm around people all day long. So when I get a chance to go out and stitch, I kind of sit down and stitch. I love to meet people. It is just really hard outside my comfort zone. So if somebody comes and talks to me, I can talk their ear off. But for me to get up and just walk up to a stranger and talk to them, it's not that easy. Which is why I do really good with just talking to my phone. So, but this is going to be really fun having somebody else in.
This is my first Flosstube, so.
Isn't she doing good? She's a natural at it. So if you enjoy what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then comment down below if you want to see Anna again. So if you want to see her maybe next month, just give her some encouragement down below. Tell her how great she's done.
I'm already getting roped into another one. I see how this goes.
Absolutely. So I thought we'd start out with trying to do a little bit of back and forth, see how that goes. One of us might end up showing a lot more in the end by themselves because I did not get much cross stitching done this month. I've retaken up the hobby of golf.
Yeah,
is golf a hobby?
Yes, it is.
So my husband is an avid golfer. He golfs every single day, which is saying a lot if you understand that we live in Maine. So we have snow, we have blizzards, and he still goes outside and golfs. So trying to, 1, spend a little bit more time with my husband, and 2, trying to be a little bit more active. So as you all know, cross stitching is sitting on your butt a lot, and I can feel it. So he joined the gym for me. He does not like the gym, but I realized why he doesn't like the gym is because it's kind of boring. So I've been going out and golfing with him. So, but that's taken away from some of my cross stitch time, but
naturally,
cross stitch is always there. And, you know, quality time with your spouse isn't, you know, when you can take it, you can take it. But I'm a real golfer now. You probably can't see this, but I have a golfing blister right there.
That's legit, folks.
That is a legit golfing blister to match my cross stitch one. So
yeah.
So that's where we're at.
It's about balance, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And it's been fun. And I actually have gone to the point where I get the ball in the air and we actually played 9 holes. I was able to play the entire 9 holes without picking my ball up. Because normally I hit my ball, he hits his ball first because he does the far back tees. I hit my ball, we run up to my ball, we pick it up, we go to his ball, I drop my ball, and I hit it again. But I've gotten to the point where I play straight through and I don't have to pick up my ball at all. I play from the junior tees, not the women's tees, but you know, it's fun. So it's just like cross stitch. I do, it's fun.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yep. I'm a sweewee when it comes to cross stitch, and I don't mind playing from the junior tees when it comes from golf.
Yep.
So, do you have anything you want to talk about? Any life updates about you that you want to mention?
No, not much. I'm married. I have a son. He's in Florida right now in college, and I have a pet rabbit. His name is Houdini. That's pretty much my life in a nutshell. I cross stitch. That's why I'm here.
Absolutely. All right. So I thought we would start with most finished and kind of work our way down.
Okay.
And you are going to see something you never, and I mean never, see on this channel, and it has to do with me, not her.
We are?
Yes, we are.
What is it?
So,
yes.
If you all remember, I was doing a monthly stitch-along, the Linens and Threads 2020 stitch-along. Anna's doing it as well. But we both signed up. This is one thing you're going to see, is we have such similar taste in cross-stitch. We are working on a lot of the same stuff. But we just recently signed up for Dark Queen of the Earth from Autumn Lane Stitchery. So excited. It starts next month. However, we were working on the Linens and Threads monthly 2020 Quaker stitch-along. I decided I can't do both. I've seen the Dark Queen of the Sea Sal, and there is a lot of stitching involved, so I had to get this off my plate.
Yeah.
This is what it looked like last month. Now I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm probably just going to put it right smack in front of our faces. This is what it looked like last month. And this is what it looks like now. All done and framed.
Oh, it's so good.
And I framed it myself. So not sure how I managed to do that, but I did. I think I did a really good job.
It's so good. Yeah, you did a really good job. The frame size was perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely, so we went to Michael's because I dragged Anna along to help me pick out a frame, because the one thing that confuses me when picking out a frame isn't so much the size, although I thought I was going to have a 1/2 inch extra around. So cross stitches stretch when you frame them, but finding one that has enough, deep enough to handle the cross stitch. So,
you mean once you put it on like a foam core board or something?
So that it still fits in the back, so you can still put the backing on.
Right, so it's not sticking up beyond that.
Right. Because I framed one smaller thing once, and I couldn't get the backing back on.
Okay.
So this does have 2 layers of batting behind it, and I did pin it, so it's not string threaded.
Laced.
It's laced. It's not laced. It is pinned. But here is where it is at. All done. It's been hanging on my wall.
And I really like this look without the glass in the front. Yeah. And I like how it kind of, you can see that there's batting, like it has some dimension to it. I like that.
Yes. Now, my husband panicked when he saw it. He goes, "Where's the glass? How are we going to keep it clean?" And I'm like, well, I think you can vacuum it.
Yes, you
can.
can.
You put like a nylon over it and vacuum it. But so the glass wouldn't fit after the batten, and I just, you know what? I'm happy it's done. I'm calling it good.
I love it.
And it's on the wall. That's all that counts. So that is my fully finished object. So I'm really excited. Now I think maybe I'm ready to try and do my, what's it called? The Halloween one we did from your channel way back when.
Oh, the Haunted House.
Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion from Tiny Monarchs that I showed, that I finished last time. Now that I've got the finished bucket. But here's a question. Again, I was saying, we went to Michael's. The frame choices were horrible. Like, I'm glad that one worked because it was literally probably the only one that was the right size.
12 by 12, there weren't many.
There weren't many. Where do you, if you frame your own frames, where do you get frames that fit your cross stitch? Especially if you have to custom fit them. Is there a website you go through that's somewhat affordable? Because I don't want to invest the money in going to the actual framing department and getting a custom frame, if I can get away with it. So just let me know down below where you go. Oh, and stay tuned to the end. Hopefully I'll remember. I have a giveaway winner, but we'll do that after the whips.
Okay.
So remind me.
I will.
Okay, because I will totally forget.
All right.
And then I'll have to do a whole add-in, and that's a pain in the butt. All right, your turn.
What am I doing? Finish?
Finish. Because
Okay.
Anna's great at finishing things.
I stitch a lot of smalls, so I like to do little creative finishes. So the first finish I had was this one here. It's a little needle book. I put my initials in the back with a little scrap of the linen that was left over. And this is a design by Wild Violet cross stitch. It's called Moonlit Owl. And I'll attempt to open it just so you can get an idea of what it looks like inside. So it's got a little pocket with a little notepad that I made and a little slot for a pencil, a piece of felt so that you can have your needles, and a little pocket right here that I usually keep scissors in. So that was a little needle case that I made.
So now I didn't do this on mine, but I should have. 20 count Be Stitch Me fabric. Was that a specialty one or one you picked up? I know we got some at
no, this was a scrap that I had 2 scraps, 6 by 6 inches only, of Lakeside Linen's Vintage Midnight, and I had been saving it. So I used one of the scraps pretty much to do the outside, and the other scrap I used for the finishing parts on the inside. So 32 count. I think I said that.
I might be stealing that idea because she has a challenge going on right now with the Just Cross Stitch magazine.
Just Cross Stitch magazine.
So I've been looking for one. So as soon as I get my hands on a copy, I'm going to join the challenge and do a small. And I think that would be a great finish idea because now you know I'm a professional finisher now.
Yeah.
So
she can do it.
I can do it. All right. And I think you have some more finishes. So
I do.
It's still you.
Then yesterday I had a couple finishes. This weekend I was inspired by this freebie by Shannon Christine Designs on her Facebook group. It was really quick. I stitched it up in about a day and a half. And what I did is I just made it a little pin cushion top on a sort of recycled shaker box top. When Dawn Marie and I went to, what was the retreat? Celebrations. Yep. About half an hour from Celebrations, that was in early May, there was a place called Fry's Measure Mill, and they make shaker boxes. And in their seconds area, they had like some random tops that just didn't quite work out, and you can get them really inexpensively. And I was able to get a few because as soon as I saw them, I thought, ooh, I want to make pin cushions. Right. So this is the first. I have 3 more that I can make. But the trick is you got to find a small enough design to fit on the top. But again, that was a freebie from Shane and Christine. Yeah, it fits perfect in there. I added my initials here. And this was...
You're so lucky to stumble across it.
I know. So I have my good friends, Dawn Marie being one of them. They always look out for me for certain patterns that they know I love. I'm a big Halloween stitcher, but then I love owls, fox, octopus, bunnies. There's a few animals, crows. Probably those 5 are my top 5 animals that I love to stitch. So yeah, and this was a random... it was 28 count. I don't know the make of the fabric or anything, but it was 28 count. I called it taupe, some kind of off beige kind of color.
There we go.
Super quick stitch.
And again, Facebook group, Shannon Christine Designs. I think she just released another one today, a polar bear, I think.
Yeah, she's doing, Shannon Christine Designs is also doing 4 Christmas freebies. One every Monday in August, and they're all different characters wrapped in a little wreath. They're really cute. Yeah. And then my last finish for the week was, this is a banner that I made. I don't know if we can quite capture it.
If you want to talk, I'll show.
And this is a pattern by Wild Violet as well. I've been really hooked on stitching Wild Violet designs lately. And it's called Terrarium Full of Fireflies. And I love how creatively she charted the fireflies. There's a combination of single strand, full crosses, and also just some back stitching to create kind of this little glowing effect. And then I chose a somewhat darker blue fabric so that I could give it that kind of evening look. And then I made it into this banner with a little tassel, and y'all, I had to go outside in the heat to find a stick. That was the hardest part about this thing. I think I got 12 bug bites in the process, and I almost passed out of heat stroke. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it was hot yesterday, and I had to go find the sticks. So now I'm thinking that as soon as this heat breaks, I'm gonna get a bunch of sticks and just have them in my craft room, because sticks come in handy with a lot of finishes. So there you have it, stick, finish.
Yeah, the heat was supposed to break today, but
it's been bad.
I don't know if you can tell us glistening. It is very muggy in this room. We were gonna come here, film, and then stitch all day. But what we're gonna do is come here, film, and then go to Panera and stitch all day in the air conditioning. So I do have air conditioning in my house. I have air conditioning in my bedroom. I have air conditioning in the kitchen. I don't have a living room anymore because my husband works from home. So plenty of air conditioning in what used to be the living room. But my craft room is in the basement, and I don't have any basement air conditioners. We've researched, but it just haven't really found any that would actually work or get good reviews.
It's not uncommon in Maine for mini homes to not have air conditioning at all, because it doesn't often get very warm. Although I have noticed over the last few years, few meaning like 10, 15 years, it is progressively getting warmer during the summer in Maine. And we usually have a couple weeks of pretty bad heat. But basements tend to usually stay pretty cool, but not after about a week and a half of really intense heat like we've had.
So we're in the muggy.
We're in the muggy sticky.
And I don't think anyone would want a fan going right now, because that would be a little loud.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right. So next
so those are my finishes.
Those are your finishes, which is a lot, I'd like to add. So that is the most finishes you have ever seen on this channel ever. So it's pretty exciting, something new. Let's see, what should we do next? I'm going to save, I've done a couple of new starts I'm going to save till the end. How about we do a couple of, like I said, we do a lot of the same stuff. So let's go through some of the things we have the same.
Sure.
Do you have Seek and Refuge handy?
I do. And then do you want me to do my linen and threads also at some point?
Yes, do that one now. Do it now.
Okay.
Do that, because I've already done mine.
Yeah. So Dawn Marie had her fantastic finish on her linens and threads because she's on top of things. I've been busy doing finishes, I guess. But this is mine. And it's on 40 count antique white linen by Zweigart. And I'm doing it with variegated owl forest floss. It's number 3113, and it looks like this. And I'm really enjoying stitching on that floss. So as you can see, I've got quite a bit to do there left, but my goal is I'm going to try to get this finished before Dark Queen releases. So when do I have to have this finished by?
September 1st.
I
better get August 9th. Right?
Okay, 3 weeks. It's doable.
Tuesday,
I have to focus.
August 9th, I think, is today.
Yeah. So that one's done, out of the way. Okay. Seek and Refuge, let's do it.
All right, so Seek and Refuge, we were at Pam's shop up in Stitch, New England. I got to think between her store name and her Flosstube name.
Oh, right.
So we were up there. This was up on the wall. I think Anna saw it first and fell in love with it. Showed it to me. So I saw it and fell in love with it. And we started it at the Frugal Yankee retreat.
We did.
And this is what it's going to look like when it's done.
And I did not think that Dawn Marie would be into this at all.
But once I saw the saying, you know,
it's the saying that got us both.
These really aren't my colors. It's not my style of cross stitch, but there was something about it that just caught my attention. And you get to read it because I don't want to put my glasses on.
Sure. It says, when the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread.
And I think we're both doing it on 40 count.
Yeah.
This was my first attempt at 40
We're both
count.
doing it on the same fabric.
Which was
40 count dirty teacup linen by Needle and Flax. The kitty meowing.
Kitty meowing. We have a new addition to our family. My daughter, who is away at college, her cat has now taken up residence in our house until she comes back, and he is a talker. My other two are very Mild and meek and do their own things. This one wants to be snuggled. He wants to talk. Maybe I'll bring him in a few minutes.
He's involved.
He's involved. So anyway, so you gave the color, and
Yep.
Anna is way farther along than I am at this.
I don't know.
Oh no, yes you are. So,
Okay.
I have not touched this since the last time you've seen it. So it was a couple of Flosstubes ago. So I don't need to say this is what it looked like before, because this is what it looked like before and this is what it looks like now. But just for a frame of reference, this is where I am at.
Yep. So you've started some of the words.
Yes. So we'll give them a comparison.
Sure.
Because we're definitely stitching in different ways. You're going across and I was just filling my hoop.
Right.
So this is, me.
And I've kind of started a little bit on the house.
It's a big house.
It's a big house.
So maybe well, no, the house is still more, but maybe because we've gone in different directions, I'm a little bit about where you are, maybe.
Yeah.
Stitch
It's
count
funny when I look at your...
But I don't know, that roof, that's a lot of stitching in that roof.
And when I look at this apple tree and this other tree, they look bigger than mine, but our fabric is the same. I think it's just because it's in this hoop.
Yeah.
That's making
Yeah,
it
it's
look
literally
bigger.
cut off the same piece of fabric.
Yeah, it is. So,
I wonder if I used
and
one
I'm
side of
really
fabric.
enjoying the house. I'm enjoying working on the house more than I did these little tiny things.
You should have seen her stitching those little tiny things. There may have been words not suitable for this program.
There was
that came out of
words.
her mouth.
There was words because this heart, this small heart, and some of these words here are over one. And over one, it's over 1/10 stitch, but no. I've decided that that's not for me. Over one on full coverage, yes. Over one on, no, not happening. So I got it out of the way and I'm not going to look at it again and I'm just moving on.
And I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm saving it till last and building up my courage to do the over one because I heard the words that were coming out of the mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do all the other stuff first. Plus, I don't know when I'm going to finish it, so I don't want to put a year in there.
Yeah, I put the year to force myself to finish. It's all right. If I don't finish it, it's the year I started it.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go. So next, we had a project that what we did is we accidentally found a site on Heaven and Earth. We were looking for a pattern, and we hit on the link, and it brought us to a completely different designer, Myles Pinkley, and we just loved everything on it. So I decided we were going to do a stitch along, and Anna agreed. So I narrowed it down to 3 choices. She picked the final choice of the 3. We kitted it up on my birthday in April, and we started it on her birthday in May. So to make sure that this is a stitch along and not a start along, we have agreed that we would do a minimum of 800 stitches a month and no carryover. So if I do 1,000 stitches this month, I still have to do 800 stitches next month. So I can't accumulate stitches.
And I was like, 800, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, she goes, shouldn't we make it harder? And I was like, oh, no. Because that was your second full coverage, I think?
Yes, that's my second full coverage.
And I had already had a few full coverages going on at that point. I'm like, trust me. And the goal is 800's doable. But when you pick it up and start working on it, you may keep going because you might get into a groove. So I ended working on this last month and then I just kept going. So I have stitches to show, but I haven't done my 800 stitches this month. So what I'm showing is my July, not my August stitches. So for me, since the last time you've seen it, and this is Dragon's Fire by Myles Pinkley, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I did 1,199 stitches and I'm at 1.40% complete. And I am doing it on, what am I doing it on? 28 or 25?
I think
you should write this stuff down.
I'm not sure. I thought you did yours on 28 count.
I might have because of the dark brown. So I do 1/1 full cross and it's either 25 or 28 count. I usually determine my count based on how dark it is. So if it's a really dark pattern, I go with 28 count. If it's on the lighter side, I will go with 25 count. And did you pull up the picture?
I did pull it up.
All right, so we'll go by yours. So this is what it will look like completely done.
I think we ended up getting a couple other of his dragon patterns.
Yes.
We got him anyway, just in case.
I mean, they were on sale. You have to put a sale.
Yeah.
So I am at 4,844 stitches on mine.
Oh, do you want me to say what I'm at on mine?
Sure.
I'm at 10,133 stitches.
So she's flown past me on this one.
I'm loving this one because my other full coverage, I'm still all in black colors.
So this is where I am at. And I don't know if it will show with the lighting. I think next time we'll turn on the ring light. I didn't want to turn on the ring light today. Oh, there we go. It shows right here at this angle. You can kind of see the castle.
Yes, the windows. Just starting to form the arches of the windows right here. 1, 2, and a third one.
So, and you, oh my gosh, look at that.
Wait a minute.
It definitely makes me want to start stitching.
I got a situation going on here. I got a lot of parked threads. I think I stitch a little bit different than Dawn Marie, where Dawn Marie finishes off her threads when she's done. She's looking at this kind of funny right now. She's probably asking, what's all this stuff down here? So
You pull it down pretty far.
I pulled them down pretty far, and I keep stitching over them, and I anchor them maybe 2 or 3 squares, so 20 or 30 down, and before I cut them off.
Oh my God, I
So,
don't
like,
wasting that much thread.
These here I've already cut off. Yeah, it's kind of wasteful, but
No, I mean, to each his own.
I don't want to finish them off all the time, because with this method, I don't have to be flipping my work around all the time. So like these here, once I do this square right here, I'll cut up to that square off, like I've cut here.
Do you have tape on it?
You're not supposed to see
There
that.
is no tape on it. None. I'm trying to figure out
Yes.
what you're doing now. You know, this is how you learn
Yes.
if you try different techniques.
So as I work, these little bits keep flipping up on me, so I just put a little piece of Scotch tape to keep them under control.
There you go. So here's the difference between 11,000 and not quite. Oh my goodness, it's just, you can really see on yours, because you've gotten into the lighter areas, where it's really coming through.
But I really only have 2 HAEDs that I'm working on. Dawn Marie's got a lot of full coverages that she's working on. I have a couple of small full coverages, but they wouldn't even really count as full coverage.
I'm checking to see the difference it makes in your back.
It doesn't matter.
Don't mind. It does, because what if I want to switch over?
You can, but nobody sees the backs.
No, nobody sees the backs, but sometimes the backs affect the fronts.
And you just said you don't want to waste all that thread.
Whatever. I'm a female. I can change my mind anytime I want.
I'm loving that one,
So here is what happens. I will go on here and say, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm working on this for the next month. And then I will literally shut the floss tube off and not touch it again. This is why I don't do rotations, because the minute I decide there's a rotation I want to do, I will never do that rotation again. There's something I like throwing it out there in the universe that makes me decide, well, I don't want to do it now. I go on to semi-seam stitchers or full coverage fanatic. And I'm like, I am going to join that, and this is the cross stitch I'm going to use, because I've been working on this cross stitch and I have gold.
Yeah.
And I throw it out there and then I don't touch it. I'm
well,
like, nope,
one of the things that's helped me is challenges. I'm doing the Wonders of the World challenge on full coverage fanatics, and for every 5,000 stitches you do on a full coverage piece, you earn a Wonder of the World. Like, gosh, I can't even remember any of them. You know, like the
minute this turns on,
like the Grand Canyon, or some other kind of Wonder of the World, Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, or the Egyptian pyramids. They have different ones that the Colosseum, I think, was one of them, you earn. And so that's been helping me kind of plug along on that.
Again, total opposites. And the minute I sign up for a challenge, it kills my stitchy bug.
Yep.
And I'm a firm believer of, if I don't want to stitch on it, I'm not going to stitch on it because I find like if you force yourself to stitch on things you don't want, then you go on, and I watch Flosstubers who, and it's great for them, but they might have a set rotation and then they're stuck on something they don't want to work on. And then on the next Flosstube, they're like, my stitchy bug has just gone. And it's like, well, of course it's gone because you've taken what's supposed to be a joy and you're working on something you don't want to work on, which is why I have an entire case full of whips that might turn into UFOs.
Sure.
But those were
challenges work for me, but a rotation does not. Like, I don't like the feeling of every Monday I work on this or every snow day I work on this. I don't like that restriction. I like to say, okay, this month I want to do this many stitches on this full coverage, for example, or I want to do 2 motifs on this Quaker, and then I can do that whenever I'm feeling during that month that I feel like up to working on that project. And sometimes I end up saying, I don't really feel like doing it this month, and I don't, and that's okay.
I do gotta say though, semi-stain stitchers, that is a tongue twister. They had one challenge that I didn't sign up for that I kind of wish I did. The Uno one. The Uno one, it looked confusing, but it looked like so much fun, and I am kicking myself in the butt a little bit, but they'll have it again, I'm sure. All right, so next up, we'll pull up another one that's the exact opposite. I haven't touched this in almost a year, and it's a brand new start for you.
Oh gosh, I'm embarrassed that I'm calling it a start, but it's a start.
Oop, I did not unzip that. Oh well. So
it's a start.
Background on this is I had this, I had it kitted up, and then Michelle Bendy started doing zooms on it. So I got it started to do on the zooms with her. And then she finished hers, and I stopped doing the zooms. I think it might have been when my job changed slightly, and I just didn't have, I was working different hours, so I couldn't get in on her zooms. I don't even know if she still does them.
I didn't know she had them.
Yeah, she wanted to get it done, and then she finished it, and it's Leela's, oh my gosh, Studio. It's just muggy in here. It's hard to talk. The Halloween Quaker.
Our tongues are sweaty.
Right? And my drink is way over there, which is a good place.
We didn't plan very well.
So I haven't touched this in about a year. So I have no before. And this is the one that Anna started at the recent one-day retreat.
Yeah, on July 23rd at the one-day retreat. Like, I think I can, if I take my shoes off, I can count all the stitches I made between my fingers and toes.
So this is what we worked on.
It's so awesome that I love it.
Okay, so this, again, it's a new place for me to film. I'm not sure how the lighting is on your end, so I do have a ring light. If you feel like if we film in here again, if we need more lighting, let me know. I can arrange the lighting, but this is definitely a trial run for us. This is a trial run on the lighting, a trial run on if I can get her back again. We'll get her back again. Just bombard her below with how much you want her back.
Oh.
So that's Halloween Quaker. And I don't even know where I'm at. I haven't looked at this in forever.
Oh, you haven't?
I know, and I did not have time to pull it out. So it's probably, well, the good news is it's not wrinkled. It's just creased. So I dyed this fabric myself.
You did?
I did.
Dawn Marie, you're talented. I love that fabric.
It is, so it was just some fabric I picked up at either Michael's or Joanne Fabric, and I think it's 18 count, and I'm doing it 2 strands, 1/1 full cross. Everything is full cross for me. I don't do tent stitch on anything.
I love it.
And again, it's just something I dyed myself with some Ritz dye, and this is where it's at.
Look at the modeling.
So again, I can't see doodly squat, so I don't, hold on, I'm going to stand up a little bit. So there we go. There is where I am at on this.
I didn't even know that witch hat was in there. It's so colorful.
Yeah, in purple.
Look at that fabric. So this just goes to show you, Dawn Marie and I, we are not fabric snobs. Bobo fabric from, I call it Bobo brand, like no name brand. Bobo fabric from like Joann's or Michael's. You can get some of that. You can dye it. You can make like a masterpiece.
Right.
Yeah, I'll stitch on that stuff any day of the week. I don't care. I stitch on everything from 14 count Aida to 40 count linen, depending on the project. That looks so awesome.
Thank you. And then you did
my most embarrassing
new start at the retreat. And this is where she's at. And what do you have for fabric? I think you went,
okay,
is that 40 count?
This is 36 count webs. It's called Webs by We Will Die for You. I bought this at the Celebrations Retreat, and can you see that fabric? Hold on. Let me come closer. Maybe even closer. Maybe, yeah, that's my start. I think there's about 15, maybe 20 stitches there. I don't know, maybe a little bit more. What do you think?
Hey, I think you're on a roll.
I think maybe that could be even 30.
But each stitch was a new friend made.
Yes.
And in fairness.
Or each stitch not stitched was a new friend made.
In fairness, you probably could have got more done, but that stayed in Christine's pile for quite a while, her thinking it was her new
Yes, I played a prank on one of our friends, Christine. A few of us started this Halloween Quaker on that day. And of course, because I was gabbing, my friends had more progress than I did, and they were kind of, joking with me that I wasn't making much progress. So when Christine stood up to go get a drink or run some, shopping or went to the ladies' room or something, I swapped projects with her. And I put my barely started project on her table, and I took her well-established start on my table. And it was, what, about an hour?
Took her about an hour to notice.
Took her about an hour to figure it out between talking and eating gummy worms and having a good time. So it was funny.
I did not eat gummy worms.
I love gummy worms.
I drank my Starbucks.
Yeah.
This is not Starbucks. So, I gotta tell you, though, I figured out something amazing. I think I figured out something amazing. So, I'm trying to get healthy, the golfing.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin she does marathons, everything. She's probably got 1% body fat. So, she was gonna do a eating plan for me. But this eating plan included breakfast.
You don't like breakfast?
I don't do breakfast. I'm not eating food when I first get up in the morning.
Yeah.
And some days I have to be to work by 6 o'clock in the morning. I live a half an hour away. I'm getting up at 5. I'm not giving myself time for breakfast. Now, coffee I can do. Iced coffee. So she said, you need protein in the morning. That's how she worded it. You need protein in the morning. So this is my iced coffee, which has a scoop of protein powder in it.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay. There you go.
I feel like it's a great compromise.
I don't eat breakfast either. Lunch is my favorite.
I don't do
hold
coffee
up.
either. Though.
I don't do
so
coffee.
I don't think you can put protein powder in like soda.
In Coke?
Right. No. But yeah. So I get my coffee machine set up the night before. Now I know if you all watched my Christmas vlogs I did 2 years ago, I was making the lattes, but I mean that's like 1,000 calories in a latte.
Yeah.
So now we have a single serve coffee maker that does either regular or iced.
Okay.
So I set it up the night before, so when I get up to hop up in the shower, I just hit the button.
That's awesome.
And it brews my iced coffee. I blend the protein powder in it. I throw it over the ice, and then I do put a little flavored creamer in there as well. So not as happy this month. I tried a different flavor. It's strawberry. I got to go back to the vanilla because it's competing too much with my coffee. But so there's my healthy tip from the very non-nutritionist, which probably isn't very healthy, but that's what I'm going with, is protein powder in my
whatever
coffee.
works.
So, I think that's it for matching items.
I think that's it for matching ones. Yeah. The others that we have are all different.
Right. Okay. So for the rest for me, I'm just going to grab whatever is at the top of my pile. And I am going to start out with
I can't
my
wait
Dreams
to see
of the Greens. Now, I did not get as much done this month as I wanted to because you'll see one of my new starts I became obsessed with and put a lot of stitches in it, plus golfing. So I didn't get as many stitches as I usually get into this, but I am very excited. I hit a milestone. So this is my Dreams of the Greens.
Oh, you did.
I did. Let me see. So I put in 1,890 stitches this month. But the most important thing is I have reached 50.47% complete. So I am over the 50% mark. I am so, you think I'd not learn. Hold on, strings, needle minders.
She's got a situation
going on. I got a situation going on. So this is 25 pound easy grid. And this is where I am at now.
So
I am almost ready to move the Q-snap.
It looks like a painting.
So
it's so good.
And I will have showed what this looks like before while I was talking, because I always forget to say this is what it looked like before, but I remember in the editing. But look at it. I'm so excited. Over 50% complete. So that is where I'm at on that. Again, 25 count, easy grid, 1/1.
That looks so good.
Full cross. And I believe you do most of yours 1/1 full cross.
Yes, I do.
So.
Yep. I think I just adopted that from you. But well, I have that one kit. I bought when I first started cross stitching about 7 years ago, I bought this kit. It's a Riolis kit, which I believe is a Russian manufacturer. And I didn't know anything about cross stitch. And when I got the kit, I realized it was just tent stitch. So because it's a kit and I fear that I'll run out of the threads that they've provided, I am doing it tent stitch, but y'all, it makes my head spin. It's actually more difficult to figure out where to put the needle, and it's just, when I sit down with that, it takes me maybe 20 minutes to get on the 10 stitch mode, and then I'm okay. But it's actually my longest whip. It's my oldest whip. Is that how you say it? It's my oldest whip because I just don't like stitching it that way.
I was watching Cross Stitching Chills. I think her name is. It's Jamie. She's
Okay.
younger. I love her projects. But she converted all her projects over to 10 stitch for the speed. But then she just converted them back to full cross because she said that it might be faster stitching, but it actually takes longer to figure out what to do next. That while you might be able to stitch the 10th stitch faster,
Right.
in the long run it takes longer trying to figure out where you end, where you start. I've never done 10th stitch. I've always done full cross, just so I can't say which one I like better because I've never tried it, but I like what I like. So, you know,
if you're not used to it, you're more likely to make a mistake.
Yeah, I do have some dimension kits, and I know that that's probably going to force me to do some 10 stitching, and I think that's one of the things that holds me off on actually starting the dimensions kits is knowing that it's full cross, 10 stitch, and then it's like different strands, but I'll get to them eventually.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Okay, let's do this one. So this is a pattern that I found on Etsy by a designer called Witch Wolf Web Creations, and it's called A Raven Treasure. And I'm really loving the results so far of what I have of this raven. He's very beautiful. He has a lot of dimension with all the different shading. I'm stitching this on 40 count dusk by Fiber on a Whim. I love this fabric. And
let's get that out of your face.
So I don't have the pattern with me.
But if you send it to me, I can, I'll insert it.
Okay, you can insert it. But there's more of these white ferns, and the crow comes down and he sits on a pretty branch. I won't lie though, the pattern is not easy to work with because a lot of people have commented on Instagram. They like it and they ask me about it, and I'm having to be honest. In fact, I have it written in my Instagram. The pattern is not Pattern Keeper compatible, but the biggest issue is how the pattern is ordered. Like normally if you'd have page 1, then page 2, then page 3, and page 4. No, that's not how it's ordered. It's actually ordered from back, the bottom right, going this way, and then this way. And even trying to do this just on, like, I pull up paint and I use just a marking tool to kind of mark where I'm at. It's very difficult. And the pattern does not have any one page that has the whole entire view. So when you're trying to piece 2 pages together, there's none of that, like 2 or 3 blocks of shading to help you. There's none of that. So it's pretty, I gotta really pay attention when I'm stitching on that. But the result is absolutely phenomenal. I'm loving it so far.
And then, did you say what the fabric was?
Yep, it's 40 count dusk by Fiber on a Whim, and it's called A Raven Treasure by Witch Wolf Web Creations on Etsy.
And if somebody was to do this, do you have any advice for the cherry in the mouth, or whatever that little thing is about the specialty thread colors?
use what's in your stash, first of all. I think there was 3 different reds, an orange, and a yellow. But, you know, it's all DMC, so it's not expensive, and you probably have it in your stash, but it's a very, very small amount to stitch. I mean, there wasn't anything difficult about it. That's actually where I started the pattern. I started at the cherry that's in his mouth, or whatever that is, a gem or a piece of fruit. I started there and then worked downward, mostly because I just wanted to put those colors back in my DMC stash because they're not anywhere else in the pattern. All right, what do you got, Tom Marie?
Let me see, what do I have next? I have, okay, so this next one, I haven't touched in a while, so I had to actually take a starting picture because I usually just go back to my prior video and pull out a screenshot, so I took a picture. It's been on a shelf. It was my birthday start. It was the one that I had Heaven and Earth kit up for me.
Ooh.
So it is Gypsy Firefly by Aimee Stewart, created, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Now I bought this because I was watching Debbie from Creatively Yours, and she did the mini version, and I absolutely fell in love with it and had to have it. So I ordered it, got it a couple of days before my birthday. It was a birthday start.
And did you get the mini version?
Nope, I got the regular version.
Of course not. Classic Dawn Marie.
I
Go
will get
big
mini
or go
I will.
home.
Hey, it's not a supersized, at least.
Okay.
But then I was watching Jemima the Rocking Stitcher,
Mhm.
and she pulled it out and she started stitching on it. So this is again where I had signed up for Full Courage Fanatics, Mystical Beast, and I was going to work on Sake Dragon all weekend. But I saw this, I saw Jemima, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So this came out, and I haven't touched Sake Dragon at all.
So is this the one you mentioned earlier that you have been doing a lot of stitching on?
Nope, this is not the one.
There's another one.
There's another one. So this is Gypsy Firefly. And let me just get to the picture. And turn it slowly so it doesn't switch to a different screen. This is what I'm working on.
It's beautiful. I love that blue
And
sky.
it's 28 count because of the dock. And I am up in the sky. And I will have showed a picture of what it looked like before. And this is where I'm at now. Still just plugging away on the sky. It's a lot of fun to do. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer so you can see the brightness of the colors in the sky. There we go. So it's a lot of fun to do because I work on the colors and then I can just fill in black.
Okay,
yeah. So you can kind of see if you look at the back of somebody's work, where you can see the confetti of the colors, and then when you're just filling in the black, the difference on how the back looks. So on this, I did 1,529 stitches, and I'm at 1.39% complete.
Nice.
So Jemima, if you're watching, thank you so much for showing yours so that I pulled mine out. She's doing the regular one also.
Okay, yep.
So she's doing the regular one. And Alara is, I think she's doing max color.
Okay.
And for some reason, her max color, all my 310 is 939, I think, charted for her.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
yeah, so they changed
Okay.
the top coloring. So this is where I'm at on Gypsy Firefly. I'm going to, this is where I say I'm going to do something. And then watch, it just completely changes. So my plans are, if you see right here, I'm just going to go down and finish off this block, the 20, because I stitch in 20 by 20 blocks. So I finished my diagonal. So I'm going to finish the black here, and then I plan on moving on to Sake Dragon and getting some stitches in that.
So she says.
So
we're going to hold her to it.
So hold me to it. We'll see next month. And I think I said everything, fabric count, stitch. This is what it looks like. Here it is. So on Dreams of the Greens, I completely forgot to say this is what it looks like before, but I'll just throw a picture in there because I have the power of editing. Of course, now I say that, we're going to watch it. I'm going to forget to put the picture in, and people are going to be like, but I never saw the picture, because now you have to watch the whole thing.
Oh, right.
I look for hand signals. So normally I say, this is where it was last time, and when I edit, I look to see that I've done this, and I know to stop, and which I haven't done, this time because I have no idea where it's going to be.
Now she's going to see all these hand signals that she
these
just
hand
made.
signals, and I'm going to be like, well, what am I supposed to put there? All right, we'll go to you.
Okay, I guess I'll show you my other full coverage. I'm working on Contessa with Squid. And this is what she looks like. Isn't she beautiful? Like, if I had one of those fancy fireplaces with the marble mantle, she would be prominently displayed right above once I finish her. Like in one of those estate homes where the gentleman or lady, her ladyship of the house would be prominently displayed. This is where she would go. I absolutely love her.
Well, I think because you're getting ready to do some renovations,
no,
you need to put that mantle there for that.
There will be no mantle. And I'm at exactly 10,000 stitches exactly because of my challenges with Full Coverage Fanatics. She's big, y'all. She's a big one. Look at all that black. Isn't that beautiful? Wait. Look. Right.
Oh, this is hard to do. Right there.
Yes. There's a little bit of color, and there has been some, you can even see it in the back. There has been a little bit of like 939 or something like that. Now, this is interesting. This is my very, very full coverage ever. I started it on the 1st of this year. And I'm
very full coverage?
Yeah, very, very
first?
No, I lie. Very first HAED. But when I first started it, because there was so much black, I was stitching.
Did it attack me?
I was stitching one leg and then coming back and doing the other leg.
Yeah.
Because I literally had, you know, block and block and block of just black. And then I decided to switch that. But you can see on the back how different it looks when you stitch. See all these blocks here? I did them going one leg and then coming back. And then all of the rest here is what I've been doing with completing one stitch at a time, one full X at a time. Isn't that interesting how it looks so different?
Mm-hmm. So you're doing one full X at a time?
Now I am.
Oh, you're crazy.
You know, I do one full X and I keep going. And here I was also finishing off my thread. I was running my thread across 10 stitches and then cutting it off. And then I realized I liked this method better where I just bring them down. Yes, I have tape on the front here too. Keeping my little, I'm trying not to knock Dawn Marie over. I have a little piece of Scotch tape that I just put over the top here and it keeps those little
we love
control.
comments, you're all, but I don't want any comments about, oh no, is it acid-free tape? Or she's a professional crafter. She knows what she's doing. She's comfortable with the tape.
I'm comfortable with the tape.
If you're not comfortable with the tape, we're not telling you to do tape, but she's
yes,
fine with the tape.
It's not an endorsed recommendation. Do tape if you feel comfortable with tape. Me, I live on the edge, you guys.
She's wild and crazy.
I'm wild. I don't know what kind of tape that is, but I know the tape doesn't stay there very long, and I'm cool with it.
You got to go to a retreat with her. She's just a hellion.
I'm cool with it.
So now I'm going to show you something that is not the same as hers, but you may not know it's not the same as hers.
What does that mean?
It's a new start. I watched Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher. Do not watch him unless you want to triple your whip count. So he started a new start. I think it was July 29th is when we started it. And this is Dragons of the Sabbat. And it's designed by Stokes. It's on Paine Free Crafts. So this is not a HAED, it's on Paine Free Crafts. It's a new start for me. I did 1,420 stitches. I am at 0.24% complete on this.
Ooh.
And this is what it's going to look like when it's done.
It's gorgeous. Wow.
However, it has...
I can't get into this.
250,000 black stitches. So...
Look at the size of this fabric.
This has been cut to
It's a
give me
wedding dress.
my 3 inches on each side. The rest, this is all be used. This is where I'm at. So see how it kind of looks like your Contessa.
Yes, all black. You're
All
going to
black.
be like me on a lot of black for a while.
So isn't this exciting to look at? So I did feather this a little bit.
Wow.
And I'm working up here. So
Look at the shine on those black stitches.
I did stop for some reason mid-20. Didn't finish my 20 block for some reason.
It's interesting what you're doing. You're going into the next block on every other one, like a little, you call that feathering. They look like Lego blocks.
Yeah, it's supposed to help with the grid line.
Ah,
so,
okay.
Yep, so this is where I'm at. Again, I don't know why I'm giving you a close-up of all black stitches, but here is my...
Because they're so shiny.
So, of course, and this is the pen that friction, so it will be moved with heat. It's not permanently that little. So, yep. So
and how many black stitches how many stitches did you do?
I did, based on what I just knocked over.
Was it 1,220?
Dude, if you're gonna memorize my stitches, I don't know if we can be friends. Let's see. 1,420. Look at you shortchanging me 200 stitches. That's a hard-fought 200 stitches there. So
that looks good.
This is going to be very exciting to look at over my next few videos. Maybe for the next year until I get into something other than black.
Yeah, because a lot of this top corner will be all black.
All black. But I did buy a DMC Cone of Doom. So I do have Cone of Black. And I had to do it because remember I bought this fabric.
Ooh, show the back.
And I didn't have any plans for what I was going to do with it. So I had to start another dragon cross stitch in order to use my fabric. So
that's a sexy bag.
Yes. So that's my Dragons of the Sabbat, and again, one of them on full cross.
Love it. I would want to do it,
but
I can't get involved. I got 2 dragon full coverage going right now.
Right, and we have to talk her into more owls, not more dragons.
Don't we you have 3 full coverage dragons going on, right?
What's your point?
No point. Just making notations.
A girl's gotta have her dragons. All right, your turn.
Okay. All right, very different from the spooky and the dragons. So I visited, okay, in Maine, we don't have many LNSs. There's a new one that just opened up in Greenville, Maine, but that's a little bit far, and that just opened up. But as of last year, there was only one, and it's up in Millbridge, Maine, and it's about almost 5 hours for me. I drove to a friend's house who lives north of me about 2.5 hours, and then from her house, it was another 2.5 hours to get to this LNS. And this LNS is called Camp Wool, and it actually primarily is wool applique, but they do have a pretty decent section of cross stitch if you like things like Blackbird Design, Plum Street Sampler, more of the primitive, Stacey Nash, more of the primitive patterns. But one of the things that they focus on, one of the designers, is By the Bay Needle Arts, which is a local designer in York, Maine. And I just fell in love with their patterns there because all of the shop models are available for you to see. And then I joined their Stitch Along, which started November of 2021, so November of last year. And it's 1 house block a year. And it's called Home Sweet Home. And I'm a little bit behind on the Sal. So I've done November, December, and then vertically there's January, February, and March. And then there's April and May. And I'm behind, there's 3 vertical houses here, June and July. And the August house is actually going to be released today because today is the 9th. It's released on the 8th or the 9th of every month. But I'm just really, really loving this. It has a really nice look. I fell in love with all the different trees. That's really what captured my attention. And again, that's By the Bay Needle Arts. It's a stitch along that is being held right now. It's called Home Sweet Home. And I'm stitching it on 40 count platinum linen by Zweigart And DMC as charted for the most part. I did make a couple substitutions, very minor substitutions here and there. And then one of the substitutions I did make is they called for a crew on the clouds, but I subbed it with B5200 because my fabric was literally the same color as a crew, and the clouds are a combination of a gray, and it was supposed to be a crew, but I switched that to gray and white so that you could see them a little bit better. So that is Home Sweet Home Sal. And Dawn Marie's just getting back. So I was able, it's never a problem for me to talk and fill the air space, right, Dawn Marie? Is that ever a problem?
Never.
Never.
See, and I didn't have to pause. This was perfect. This is the great thing about two people.
See?
Is I can be scatterbrained and keep going and grabbing stuff.
We can tag team.
We can tag team. All right. So I have another new start to show.
Ooh.
And I started this on July 25th. And this is a Sal I'm doing with Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. And
Do I know about this one?
what does she do?
Is she keeping secrets from me?
Yes. So Lydia's Leisurely Stitching, two others, which I don't have their names memorized, but I'll pop them down below. And we decided to do Christmas in July, but I'm going to keep it going. And I bought a Mill Hill kit.
Oh.
And yes, I think you saw me do it on Saturday.
I
We
did.
get together every other Saturday, a group of us.
I didn't know it was a Sal, or
Yes.
I might have missed it.
So this is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads. And the stitch along is hashtag Mill Hill Christmas Village Sal. So we're all doing something from the Mill Hill Village. We're all doing different ones. And I'm doing Cafe Grande. So this is what it's going to look like. And because it's Cafe Grande, I put it in this little coffee bag.
Of course. I love it.
So I needed something smaller for our Mill Hill because one of my great big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I bobbinate. I love bobbinating. I don't like floss drops.
Same.
Don't like them. I just feel like they get ratty and they bump into each other. However, it's a Mill Hill kit. And I have all these threads. I was like, what the heck am I going to do? But when we went to the stitching retreat the one day for the Daily Stitcher, there were goodie bags. Lots of goodie bags. And it worked out perfectly because in the goodie bags, we got, one person handed out this, and it was in with what, candy and tea and stuff like that. So this, and then this one was in the goodie bag, and this says Stitch Maine, July 2022. And it came with a little needle minder, and this is
cute
felt to put your extras on. And what I did is, instead of putting labels or writing on these for the colors, I actually, on the pattern, because this is numbered 1 through 14, I just actually wrote on the pattern 1 through 14.
Okay, yeah.
So I knew which one coincided with which.
It's too bad that the Mill Hill kit doesn't come with a little cardboard thing like that so that you could organize them.
Right, kind of like, well, like the New Dimensions and stuff. They actually have them on that cardboard, which would be really nice because as cute as this is, I had to go through the threads. If you've ever done a Mill Hill kit, you know that it will say it had light green, medium green, dark green, light olive, medium olive. How do you tell the difference between olive and green?
They're all green.
So now I've got 6 greens, and I'm trying to figure out which one's the light green and which one's the light olive. And then I had light yellow, medium yellow, dark yellow, and gold. I didn't know which one was the gold. So, and you can't go based on strands if you have 2 strands of everything. So I'm looking at the picture and trying to find where it's used. It's just kitting up a Mill Hill.
Confusing.
Is a very confusing nightmare.
Ooh,
But
you got a lot done.
This is where I got to. And so I've got most of the roof. There's a little bit of fill-in on the roof. And started the outline. So again, if you're doing a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads and you're working on the Christmas Village, we'd love to have you join us. Again, it's hashtag Mill Hill Christmas Village Sal. And that's that one.
And that's Lydia's
Leisurely Stitching.
Okay.
And she's on Flosstube. Go check her out. She's an absolute sweetheart. I love watching her videos. And she does a lot of full coverage as well. Do you have anything else?
I got one more.
I got one more. That works out perfect. We didn't even plan that.
See that? So in my Facebook group, we're doing a stitch along the month of August and September. So it's 2 full months. And it is a Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine Sal. So any pattern from either this year's Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue or any previous year. So I went back in my old stash of magazines, and because I had remembered that there was a pattern in there I loved, and I'm stitching something from the 2013 issue. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's like almost 10 years ago.
Right, but those Halloween issues.
Yeah, they're timeless. Some of them are just the cutest patterns in there. And so I selected from the 2013 issue, it's called Ghoul Tidings by Plum Street Samplers. So this might have even been, Dawn Marie, before Plum Street was really publishing the patterns sort of on their own, you know? I don't have a colored photo. Maybe Dawn Marie can put one in if I give her one.
Absolutely.
But this is the black and white Ghoul Tidings. You guys, she is on a sled, a witch, and she's being pulled by some cats. Come on now, stop it now. I had to. So this, yesterday started the 2nd week of the stitch along, and I'm about, I would say, almost at 50%. And I am using my own threads, not the called for. I'm using a bunch of Weeks Dye Works that I just had in my stash that sort of were autumn colored and very closely mirrored what was called for. And I'm stitching it on 40 count raw linen by Zweigart. So just plain old raw linen. And I'm hoping, now I feel like if I say this, it won't happen, just like you.
I don't know, you're good with lists.
I'm good with lists,
with
yeah. I'm lists
hopeless.
all the way. I'm hoping I can finish this by the next week of the Sal, which starts next Monday.
See, I thought you were going to say the next Flosstube.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get it back.
Maybe, we'll see. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right, and I have one more. Okay, so I need to do a disclaimer before anyone looks at this. So it's a little different than what I normally do. It's not something you're used to seeing from me. If profanity bothers you, look away now. I'm not going to read this out loud just in case somebody's watching me on TV and there's kids in the room or anything like that. You will have to read this yourself. So I'm not going to read this out loud. I started this for my son, but my husband claimed it. So this is what I'm doing. And this is what took up most of my time. This is my last new start. Let me just get it close enough. So this is the video game Sal. And in order to do this, you need to go on the Facebook page, Screaming Heart Designs. And then you find the post with the video game Sal. And then you have to do a donation. And then you do a donation. And then you Facebook Messenger the proof of the donation. And you choose how much you want to donate, whether it's 50 cents, $1, $5. I did enough of what I thought a patent actually cost. And then she will message you back the link to the patent. And she sends it in color and black and white. The quality is amazing. And it's patent keeper compatible, which is even better. So I started this at the retreat.
You did?
Where I stitched. And I got, because I came home and then I worked on it some more and then I worked on it some more and I couldn't put it, I had to force myself to put it down. And I put it down, I think, to get the linens and thread Sal done is what I think I did.
I'm curious where you are.
So I am at, you ready?
Yeah.
4,693 stitches since the retreat.
Are you serious?
I am at 38.35% complete.
Are you going from the top down?
I am going from the top down.
So you must be at that pink?
So I ended up putting it on my first thing I put on a frame.
Ooh, look at her with the
right.
skull frames.
And I bought, because it's not going to fit in my bag, so I bought more because I bought the wrong size. But this is a waterproof pillowcase to put my scroll frame in.
Love it.
So,
Practical
but this
and
is
easy.
this is a standard one, and I'm like, nope. So I bought some king size ones, and I will put them in that. And hold on, I did zip it like right up to it. There we go. Dude, it's not this. It's the muggy trying to do anything in the muggy. So you ready?
Ooh.
This is where I am at.
Oh, you are up to the pink.
I'm up to the pink.
Look at the coins.
So this is stitched on Be Stitch Me, because you all know I'm obsessed with Be Stitch Me. This is Stonehenge, because I bought a huge piece and I had some left. So this is Stonehenge 20 count, 1 of a 1, full cross. This is where I'm at. And again, I'm not going to read it, but I just love how the colors look on this. I was a little concerned about the white at first. I thought it wasn't going to show, but no, I think it does. I think it's perfect. I think it makes that blue pop. And I'm doing all the calls for colors. And this is where I'm at. But what happened is when I was working on it and I got to the pink, and it's that long thing, I was like, no, I did not want to Q-snap and Q-snap. And I didn't want to stop halfway through. So
I need to get some of these.
Oh, those are awesome. Absolutely awesome. They really just keep the tension so well. But, yeah.
I love it.
So this is the last thing that I worked on.
I think the coins are my favorite.
Yeah.
I can almost hear the sound when you would collect the coins in the game.
I like video games. I like that little hint of blue in video games. So again, this is where I'm at. And this is what took all the time away from my golf. Not my real golf, but my golf cross stitch. Now I have to distinguish between the two. So, all right.
Awesome.
That is all I have to show for cross stitch. All right. So we have started the Dark Queens of the Earth stack. Well, we signed up. So I've kitted mine up. And my sewing machine is at the doctor's. So I have not made my bag yet, but I've kitted it. And I was like, what am I going to do with my thread while it's kitted? And I was watching, so there is a Facebook group, Dark Queens of the Earth. And I can't remember who. So this is not my idea. Somebody else posted this, but it was amazing. I ran to Amazon. I do know she's from Canada, I think, because I couldn't click on her link because her link brought me to Amazon Canada. So I had to kind of see what she did, and then I had to go into my Amazon because we're in the United States. And so I have a binder that I bought because it's back to school time. And I need to tell you, Staples is cheaper than Walmart and Target.
Really?
Just need to throw that out there. I got this for $1.99 at Staples.
Look at that.
And then I ran to Walmart and Target, and they were like $2.50, $3.50. It's like, who would have thought? So Staples right now in my area is cheaper. I have a binder, and I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to pull out my Cricut machine, and I'm going to make this all pretty. And again, I say that, let's see if it actually happens, pulling out the Cricut machine. But I'm going to make this pretty. Okay. And then when you open it up, I just grabbed a clear pencil case that, again, I'm going to attempt to make pretty, but to pull, because all the specialty threads and beads will go into this. Okay. But look at this. Ooh, did I just take it?
No, you're fine.
So this is not anything I bought off Etsy, people. This is for people who collect coins. It's readily available. It's a package of 10 sheets.
Wow.
It's 20 and fits in the binder. Not that I don't want to support other Etsy people out there, but you know, my funds are limited. And so yeah, this is just... Look at that.
So these are for coins?
These are for coins. And they do have little slots that go over to protect the tops, but I have those tucked in because I felt like they stuck out a little bit. So
if you're a coin nerd and a cross-stitching nerd, you probably already have those.
Right. If not, I had Prime shipping and I had it within 2 days.
Nice.
Just because there's only 40 flosses of DMC.
Is this all of them?
This is all of them. So I didn't want to go and make my whole big bag that takes, 90 floss colors for the Sal.
I like it. I like this especially in the front.
Yeah. So if like, there's a lot of people who don't know how to sew, because I do have people who will message me and say, oh, do you sell your bags? I don't sell my bags, but I did a tutorial on how to make my bags. But then like, well, I don't sew. So you do not have to know how to sew
to be organized.
To be organized and put a kit together. This is just a binder, a pencil cut holder, and then coin collecting pouches. So I did try and get the ones that were a little bit bigger, and they didn't have the flap, because I thought, well, they're a little bit bigger, they'll hold it a little bit better. No, they just kept falling out of that. So I will, if I remember, try to link below the link to where I went for Amazon. Now, I'm not an Amazon affiliate, so clicking on my link does nothing for me. I'm not a big time person who gets any type of discounts for anything I show. I'm just
so they can find it.
But this is just so if you do like this idea, you can find it and not have to kill yourself searching on Amazon for it.
I love it.
But yeah, it was super simple, super quick, and yeah, sometimes you just want quick and easy. I don't need every single project bag I have to be amazingly fancy, because it does take away from my cross-stitching time, which was normally not a big deal, but now it's got to compete with golf as well. Right. So girls got to have time to stitch. Yep. So I just wanted to show what I did to kit up my Dark Queen of the Earth Sal. And again,
and that's coming up September 1st.
Yep. And again, not my idea. It was somebody on the Facebook group. So I just want to, on the off chance that person watches, I don't want them to be like, hey, that was my idea. But I'm not going to put their name down, because I have no permission to use their name. So if it is you and you do watch and you want to say it was you, you can say that down below. But I'm not about to throw somebody else's name up on my channel without permission. But thank you for showing that on the channel, the Facebook group, because that was an amazing idea. Couple of things to announce. So the giveaway winner, I had announced last week that we redid the giveaway, and it was use the word summer in your comment, and then I did a random generator picker. So our winner is Cora S. So Cora S, if this is you, email me below, and here is what I need from you. I need your Heaven and Earth Designs email address, and you need to make sure you have at least 3 items on your wish list. So run over to your site if you don't and look through and put 3 items on your wish list. I will go on to the Heaven and Earth site. I will pick out one of your items and I will have them rack it to you. Rack Random Act of Kindness, where they will email you the PDF download.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. Yes. So I know a lot of us Flosstubers are going this route now, but the reason is, for me, is if I mail something to somebody, I have to do in the United States only.
So it excludes people.
It excludes a lot of people. And I noticed that I have people from outside the United States, and I love having you here. I don't want to lose or treat any of my subscribers any differently. So if I do something like this, and especially with a PDF download, I'm not sending a gift card to some place I can't mail it to them, or you have to pay the extra money to get it to you. So that's why I have been doing this, because if you're watching me, the odds are you're probably into full coverage. I can't imagine somebody not into full coverage watching my channel.
If you haven't started one, you're probably thinking about it watching Dawn Marie.
And I gotta say, I am so surprised, and you've gotten into full coverage.
Yep.
A lot of people say that they're not ready for full coverage, or they're intimidated by full coverage. And the one thing I have found when it comes to full coverage is actually easier to stitch than other cross stitch. It looks intimidating because it's so big, but when it comes to actual cross stitching, I do it so much. That video game sampler, 10 times harder.
Because you got to do a lot of counting.
You got to do a lot of counting. The most you have to count in cross stitch is 10, or in my case 20, because I do 20 by 20 blocks, because I like to do the kind of a mix of not quite cross country, still packing, but I can get enough stitches in. But you're only concentrating on a little square.
Yeah, less chance of error.
Way less chance of error. And the odds are, if you make an error in a full coverage, nobody's ever going to see it. I mean, unless you're on a specific hard line or something, nobody, like right now, my Gypsy Fireflies, if I put a star in the wrong spot, who's going to notice my stars on the wrong spot?
Yeah, full coverage is not about experience in stitching. It's more about determination, you know?
If you can make it through it.
Will you make it through it? It's a long-term commitment. So if you have a full coverage, expect it depending on how often you work on it and what other projects you have, it could take you 5, 8, 10 years maybe even.
Although the Dreams of the Greens, I started in February of this year.
Yep.
And I'm at 50% complete. But yeah, so the one thing I would tell Anna when it comes to the full coverage, when you stitch smalls, how many times you go, oh, that's cute, I'll stitch it. When it comes to a full coverage, you have to say, oh my gosh, I can't get that out of my mind. So that's it. You've got to be passionate.
It's a marriage.
It's a marriage, right? It's not an affair.
It's a marriage.
So it's long term. But other than long term, the actual stitching, I think, is so much easier than a regular cross stitch. If I've had a long day and I'm exhausted, I'm going towards a full coverage because I don't want to think.
Same. Yep.
So, and the only other thing is, I had kind of mentioned once or twice about thinking about joining Lisa on Cross by Floss. She does Mirror May in November, and she does like vlog style. She'll pick a new memorabilia. She'll start it on a Monday. She'll video all week, and she'll show it on a Saturday. And I keep saying, I'm going to join you. I'm going to join you. I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to do it this year. And I haven't done it. And the holdback from me is, well, I love fancy ladies. I'm not obsessed with memorabilia, and I'm not obsessed with Nora Corbett. I love them, but I love so much more. And I just have no desire, and no offense to any of you memorabilia fanatics out there. They're gorgeous, and I got plenty. I just have no desire to start 4 or 5 memorabilias in 1 month, or 4 or 5 Nora Corbetts in 1 month. So it's still a ways away, but this is what I'm thinking I am going to do. Is I am going to do, and I'm completely cheating from you, Lisa. I am totally copycatting you. Gonna do the whole blog style, the Monday through Friday. So, but I'm gonna do Fancy Lady February.
Ooh.
So I am gonna start a new Fancy Lady every Monday in February. But every Monday it's going to be from a completely different designer. So there will be no duplicate designers in the entire month of February. Every week will be somebody completely different. So the only thing I'm hemming and hawing about now is whether I'm going to do 4 or 5, because the way the weeks work in February is February 1st is like a Wednesday.
Okay.
And so the first week starts on a Wednesday, not a Monday, and the last week ends like a midweek. So whether I want to start like January 20...
What if you just did it that February 1st? What if it falls on a Wednesday? What if you do Wednesday to Wednesday? Is that too confusing?
No, I'm not cutting into my weekend. Look. Now she's giving me this is. You get to stitch along with me, but oh my gosh, I'm barely getting this nailed
You
down.
do the work. I will be there because I have a fancy lady.
Yes. Which you can start on the Wednesday if you want.
It's my only fancy lady that I won as, what do they call that? A doorbuster. I won at a
door prize.
Door prize. Yeah, doorbuster is like a sale at Macy's. Never mind that. Door prize. A door prize at the Stitch Main retreat. I got, and she's a spooky fancy lady. She's Raven by Nora Corbett.
Yep.
So I'll join in.
So they'll be.
But I'm only going to do one. That's all I can handle. Maybe I'll break her up, like do the hat 1 week and the head the next week and so on.
Yeah.
That'll be my...
She's going to do a Nora Corbett. Finish it in February. We are now going to hold her to this. She's going to stitch an entire Nora Corbett in 1 month.
It's not a complicated one, though. It's an easy
doable.
one.
Yes, but you can't get squirreled.
Yeah, this is going to be a problem.
So I think we've done
That sounds
everything.
like fun.
We've covered the giveaway.
Yeah.
We've covered February.
And I like that you mentioned it now because people can plan for February.
Yes. So go through your fancy ladies, join us in, stitch it. Like I said, for me, I'm going to start, I'll probably do the 5. Because I've already got, I already have 5 picked, and I already have, I think, 3 already kitted up. Or I might have 4 already kitted up.
So yeah, why not?
But I figure that will give people a chance, too, to see that there's other designers out there that do the fancy ladies. So I guess that's everything other than, like I said, if you want to see Anna again, comment below.
I guess I'm coming again.
She will read those comments. Let her know how amazing she was. And again, if you're Cora S, email me. And I think that's everything. So
that's it.
Yeah, until next time, happy crafting.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
There. See? Look what I started.
Where's the arrow to look at?
You just look right here. Look at the green dot.
Okay.
There we go. Blooper reels already.
You said look at the arrow. When it hit the red button, the arrow's gone. Okay, let's go. Let's get serious. Serious face.
Oh, this is not going to happen. This is not going to be serious. All right. So, we signed up for the Dark Queen. You look so confused.
I don't know why we're back on.
They don't realize we've left.
Oh, okay.
When I edit, this is going to go a smooth
Okay, let's start again. Cut.
Cut. All right.
Am I looking at the light?
You're looking over here.
Okay.
Right.
How long do we stay like this?
Just for a few seconds. It gives me options.